What's up, Wrestling Verse family? Welcome back to the channel where we bring you the hottest news, the biggest surprises, and the most shocking moments from the world of professional wrestling. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on those notifications because what we're about to talk about is massive. Tonight on Smackdown, something absolutely insane happened backstage that has the entire WWE universe buzzing. We're talking about Jacob Fatu, one of the most dominant and dangerous superstars in all of WWE, getting completely taken out in a brutal backstage attack that nobody saw coming. This is huge, Wrestling Verse family. So buckle up because we're breaking down every single detail of what happened, who might be responsible, and what this means for the future. Let's dive right into this chaos. Alright, let's paint the picture of what went down tonight on SmackDown. Jacob Fatu was backstage, minding his own business, preparing for what was supposed to be an appearance later in the show. He was in the locker room area, getting ready, focused on his business, when suddenly all hell broke loose. According to multiple eyewitness reports from backstage, Jacob Fatu was ambushed by unknown attackers. We're not talking about a fair fight or a one-on-one confrontation. This was a full-scale assault with multiple people jumping Fatu from behind. The attack was swift, brutal, and clearly planned with precision. The footage that WWE has released shows absolute chaos. You can hear the commotion, the sound of equipment being knocked over, people shouting, and the unmistakable sounds of a violent confrontation. By the time security and other superstars got there to break it up, the damage had already been done. Jacob Fatu was left lying on the concrete floor of the backstage area, surrounded by overturned equipment, broken chairs, and debris from the attack. Medical personnel immediately rushed to his side to assess the damage. The look of concern on their faces told the whole story. This was serious. What makes this even more shocking is that Jacob Fatu is not someone you can easily take down. This man is a monster, a powerhouse, a Samoan warrior who has destroyed everyone put in front of him. For someone to successfully ambush and take him out means this was planned, coordinated, and executed by people who knew exactly what they were doing. The WWE universe watching at home and in the arena were in complete shock when the footage was shown on the big screen. Gasps filled the arena as fans witnessed one of SmackDown's most dominant forces being taken out. Social media immediately exploded with reactions, theories, and questions about who could possibly be behind this attack. Now let's talk about who Jacob Fatu is and why this attack is such a massive deal. Jacob Fatu is a member of the legendary Anoa'i family, the same family that gave us The Rock, Roman Reigns, the Usos, and countless other legendary performers. Wrestling is literally in his blood, and he carries that legacy with pride and intensity. Since arriving in WWE, Jacob Fatu has been an absolute wrecking machine. His combination of size, power, agility, and pure violence has made him one of the most feared competitors on the roster. When Jacob Fatu's music hits, opponents know they're in for the fight of their lives. He moves like someone half his size but hits with the force of a freight train. His affiliation with the Bloodline storyline has made him even more prominent. As part of the most dominant faction in modern WWE history, Fatu has been protected, feared, and respected. The idea that someone could successfully attack and take him out sends shockwaves through the entire WWE landscape. If Fatu can be taken out, then nobody is safe. The question on everyone's mind is, who did this? Who would be bold enough, crazy enough, or powerful enough to orchestrate an attack on Jacob Fatu? Let's break down the potential suspects and see who might have the motive and the means to pull off something this brazen. First possibility. A rival faction looking to weaken the Bloodline. The Bloodline has made countless enemies during their dominance. Taking out one of their most dangerous members would be a strategic move that could shift the balance of power on SmackDown. There are several groups and individuals who would benefit from Fatu being sidelined. Second possibility. Someone from Fatu's past seeking revenge. Jacob Fatu has destroyed a lot of people on his way to the top. He's ended careers, crushed dreams, and left a trail of broken bodies in his wake. Could this be someone he wronged coming back for payback? Someone who's been waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Third possibility. An inside job. What if this attack came from within the Bloodline itself? Wrestling history is full of betrayals, and the Bloodline storyline has had its share of internal conflict. Could this be someone close to Fatu making a power move? The most devastating attacks always come from those you trust. Fourth possibility. A new threat establishing dominance. Sometimes the best way to make a name for yourself in WWE is to take out the biggest, baddest person on the roster. Could this be a new superstar or a returning legend making a statement by taking down Jacob Fatu? It would certainly get everyone's attention. The footage that WWE showed gave us some clues but not enough to definitively identify the attackers. The camera angles were chaotic, the lighting wasn't perfect, and the attackers seemed to know where the cameras were positioned. This suggests planning and inside knowledge of the WWE production setup. What we could see from the footage was that there were at least 3 attackers, possibly more. They wore dark clothing and moved with purpose and coordination. This wasn't a spontaneous attack. This was a planned assault carried out with military precision. Every move was calculated to maximize damage while minimizing the risk of being identified. The weapons used in the attack included steel chairs, pipes, and what appeared to be a crowbar. The attackers weren't just trying to hurt Jacob Fatu, they were trying to incapacitate him completely. The level of violence was extreme even by WWE standards, and it showed that whoever was behind this wanted Fatu out of action for a significant period of time. Backstage reactions have been intense. Fellow members of the Bloodline are reportedly furious and demanding answers. Roman Reigns, if he's still aligned with Fatu, would see this as a direct attack on his family and his faction. The locker room is on high alert because if someone can take out Jacob Fatu, then everyone is vulnerable. Security footage is being reviewed by WWE officials to try to identify the attackers. Triple H and other WWE executives are reportedly involved in the investigation. This kind of attack cannot be tolerated, and there will be consequences. WWE takes the safety of its performers seriously, and someone is going to pay for what happened to Jacob Fatu. The medical update on Jacob Fatu's condition is concerning. Initial reports suggest he may have suffered injuries that could keep him out of action for several weeks. Possible concussion, bruised ribs, and various contusions were mentioned by medical personnel on the scene. The full extent of his injuries will be determined after further examination at a local medical facility. This attack has major implications for ongoing storylines on Smackdown. If Jacob Fatu is forced to miss time, how does that affect the Bloodline's plans? How does it impact scheduled matches and feuds? WWE Creative will have to scramble to adjust storylines, and that could create interesting opportunities for other superstars to step up. The timing of this attack is also suspicious. It happened right before what was supposed to be a major segment involving Fatu. Was the goal to prevent him from appearing on the show? Was someone afraid of what he was going to say or do? The timing suggests this was done to disrupt specific plans that WWE had for the evening. Social media detectives are already working overtime trying to identify the attackers. Screenshots are being analyzed, voices from the footage are being compared to known superstars, and theories are flying everywhere. The WWE universe loves a good mystery, and this one has everyone playing detective. Some fans are pointing to recent tensions with certain superstars as evidence of who might be responsible. Others are looking at people who have been absent from television recently, suggesting they could have been planning this attack. The speculation is wild, and everyone has their own theory about who did this and why. What's particularly interesting is how this attack was carried out. The attackers clearly knew Jacob Fatu's schedule, his location, and when he would be most vulnerable. This suggests either inside information from someone within WWE or extensive surveillance and planning. Either scenario is disturbing and raises questions about security protocols. The production quality of the footage that was shown on SmackDown was deliberately chaotic. WWE could have chosen not to air anything, but they decided to show fans what happened. This suggests they want to build intrigue and create a mystery that will unfold over the coming weeks. It's smart storytelling that gets people invested in finding out the truth. Historical parallels can be drawn to other famous backstage attacks in WWE history. We've seen Austin getting run over, superstars being thrown off stages, and countless ambushes that became legendary moments. This attack on Jacob Fatu has the potential to join that list of memorable backstage assaults that fans talk about for years. The psychological impact of this attack cannot be understated. Jacob Fatu has built his reputation on being unstoppable, on being the monster that everyone fears. Having that image shattered by being taken out in an ambush could affect his character and his confidence. How he responds when he returns will be crucial to maintaining his credibility. For the Bloodline as a faction, this is a crisis moment. Their strength has always been in their unity and their dominance. Having one of their members taken out like this is a sign of weakness that their enemies will try to exploit. How they respond to this attack will define them going forward. WWE has a history of turning real injuries into storyline opportunities. If Jacob Fatu is legitimately hurt from this attack, WWE will likely use his recovery time to build anticipation for his return. When he comes back, the revenge storyline will be white hot, and fans will be invested in seeing him get payback on whoever did this. The attack also creates opportunities for other members of the roster. With Jacob Fatu potentially sidelined, there's a power vacuum that ambitious superstars will try to fill. New rivalries can form, alliances can shift, and the entire landscape of SmackDown could change because of this one incident. Looking at the bigger picture, this attack represents the kind of unpredictability that makes wrestling exciting. When anything can happen at any moment, when even the most dominant superstars aren't safe, it creates an atmosphere of danger and excitement. Fans tune in because they don't want to miss what might happen next. The investigation into who attacked Jacob Fatu will likely play out over several weeks of programming. WWE will drop clues, create red herrings, and build to a big reveal. This kind of long-term storytelling keeps fans engaged and coming back week after week to see how the mystery unfolds. Potential consequences for the attackers could range from suspension to championship opportunities, depending on their motivations. If this was done by heels trying to establish dominance, WWE might reward them with high-profile matches. If this was done by babyfaces seeking justice, they could be positioned as heroes standing up to the Bloodline's tyranny. The ripple effects of this attack will be felt throughout WWE. Other superstars will be looking over their shoulders, security will be heightened, and the atmosphere backstage will be tense. This creates a perfect environment for more drama, more conflicts, and more compelling television. Jacob Fatu's eventual return will be one of the most anticipated moments on SmackDown. Whether it takes weeks or months, when he comes back, the WWE Universe will be ready to see him unleash fury on whoever was responsible. The revenge storyline writes itself, and it will be must-see television. The attack also raises questions about SmackDown's authority figures. Where was security? How did multiple attackers get access to the backstage area? Will there be an investigation into security failures? These questions add layers to the story and create opportunities for more drama involving WWE officials. Alright, Wrestling vs. Family, that's the complete breakdown of the shocking backstage attack that took out Jacob Fatu on SmackDown. This is the kind of moment that changes everything and creates storylines that could last for months. Now I want to hear from you. Drop your theories in the comments below. Who do you think attacked Jacob Fatu? What faction or superstar has the most to gain from taking him out? What do you think happens when Fatu returns? Let's discuss. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay updated on all the latest wrestling news and analysis, smash that like button. It helps the channel grow and reach more wrestling fans. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Wrestling vs. CC and turn on those notifications. Share this video with your wrestling friends so everyone can join the discussion about who attacked Jacob Fatu. Let's solve this mystery together as a community. Thank you so much for watching Wrestling vs. Family. This story is just beginning, and we'll keep you updated as more information comes out. Until next time, stay tuned, stay passionate, and keep being the best wrestling community in the world. Peace.